want to open up your heart to something new, something fresh. But here's the thing, there's that little inside voice that just keeps ringing at the back of your head. Do you really want to trust this man? Do you really want to go through that again? Does that sound oddly familiar? I get it. As a single mom, healing your heart can take such a long time. Opening it up again is really not easy, but it is possible.
Fuck your mind up, waste time. I'm prone to that, do it all the time.
Hey love, welcome to What's Tea. My name is Thandi. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment on this video to help this channel grow and to reach a wider audience. This is a space where we talk about growth, thriving, healing, and every single aspect of womanhood. Today, I want to talk directly to my single moms, especially those that are navigating the dating world once again after going through such a traumatic incident where you've either had your heart broken, where you've dealt with grief and loss. Because I like to think that divorce as well as losing your partner to death is just one and the same thing. You're going to be grieving that old version of yourself, the person that you were with, the person that you were when you were with that person. And so that's where I see all that intersectionality. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but you're a single mom. I kid you not. This one man had the goal to open up his silly little mouth and be like, oh, I like you. Not like those other single moms who go and have a kid out of wedlock. At least you got married and you had your baby and your husband. I was like, delete. Before he even finished his sentence, I deleted the number. I blocked. I was done. I just want to talk to my fellow single moms. I know how society is. They always want to judge you as if you are the cause of every doom and gloom that has led you to being a single mom. I want to speak specifically around residual resentment, as you can see in the title below. This can be towards an ex or towards yourself, the things that you may have allowed to happen. Again, we grow, we're learning, we're healing. It's a completely judgment-free zone and we're just going to be opening up and sharing. So feel free to also share your thoughts, your input in the comment section down below. I'd really love to grow and learn from you. We're going to be very honest about every single thing. We're going to lay it out on the table. What dating can look like after resentment or going through resentment. How you can finally start to free yourself. At the end of the day, you want to forgive them just so you can also start healing. Let's be real, resentment is something that's really, really heavy. As a single mom, it definitely is not easy because you have a lot of things going on already, right? You want to be strong for yourself, you want to be strong for your kid or your kids. You want to be strong, at the face value, society, you know how society is. It's a lot to juggle. You have perhaps said certain phrases to yourself like, why did I waste my time with that person? Why did I allow that to happen? I trusted this person even though they knew everything that I'd been through. I let my guard down and I let them in and they still decided to do me dirty. Why did I allow them to come this close to myself and my kid or kids? And then now I have to worry about, not worry, I hate using that word. Now I have to think about navigating healing as well as raising my kids and everything else that I have to go through my life and then deal with this extra stuff that I didn't even ask for. That silent anger, that heartbreak, the bitterness, it just does not end. It's a never-ending cycle. It definitely just does not disappear, right? You have to put in the work to be able to get over it. You deciding to be brave and to decide to start dating again, that's a huge step. And I just want to applaud you for that, for finally opening up your heart again, despite everything that you've been through, especially things that you didn't even ask for, things that just happened to you, right? I'm happy and I'm proud of you for realizing that, hey, I am not what happened to me. And I'm very much deserving of love. Residual resentment can show up in your life as distrust for somebody totally new that has absolutely nothing to do with whatever you have gone through. It can look like defensiveness, building up your guard wall is very, very high. Even choosing the wrong people because deep down you're trying to fill that void. You're trying to create something that is not there. You've already pictured them as this perfect image, but that's just not who they are. That's just not what they're going to become. We need to free ourselves from the shackles of being in love with the idea as opposed to actually being in love with what's there. Does this sound vaguely familiar at all? Are we on the same page? If so, you're definitely not alone. You're not the first person to have gone through this and you most certainly will not be the last. However, I want to say that staying in that place is a form of self-sabotage. You're sabotaging your happiness. And for what? Stop sacrificing your own happiness for the safety of other people's feelings. Let it go. let that hurt go, let that hate go. Now, residual resentment is not just the hate of an ex, right? It's also about the broken dreams, about having to let go of the life that you had envisioned with this person. It's also about unmet expectations, also lost time that you can never get back. But here's the key. Resentment is actually a form of unresolved grief. I want to become a family therapist, and because of my own lived experiences of dealing with grief, losing a parent, losing a spouse, losing very close family and friends, I feel like this is my calling, hence why I like to do these videos. I'm so grateful for this, that I've realized this at the age of 30, that my purpose in life is to teach, is to educate. I absolutely love it. And I also love, videography, cinematography, and just sitting in front of a camera and talking to people in the hopes that they can resonate and we can bring healing to each other. And when I dropped the first video, thank you so much for the love that you showed me in that one. I was talking about, finally opening up yourself to love as a single mom, what that can look like. And a lot of people are like, oh, they felt sorry for me, as if I was saying, hey, I'm in the process of looking for love. I mean, I get it. Thank you for the engagement. But again, I use my YouTube channel to teach, to educate, to help, even to make sense of what is going on in my life. I like to believe that love will find me when the time is right, just as I just knew it was the right person with my late husband. When that also happens, I will know. I am not going to be actively searching I need to be finding love right now. There's so much pressure, I need to get married. No, it will find you when the time's right. And so I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. Thank you so much for the engagement. I really appreciate it. As I mentioned before, sorry to backtrack, I derail, struggling to keep my mind and my thoughts in one place. But we're gonna get there. Resentment is a form of grief. It means that your heart has not fully healed from whatever you have gone through, and it actually hasn't had the chance to fully process what is happening. I just want to say that you are absolutely deserving of that space, and at the same time, you're responsible for creating that space for you, however that might look like for you. So you can go and talk to people, you can journal, you can cry about it, whatever outlet that is healthy. I absolutely urge you to go forth and prosper and take it on. What are the ways that we can, get rid of this residual resentment? Acknowledge the truth. Be very honest with yourself and say, hey, I'm not responsible for this. They're just that kind of person. They betrayed my trust. But also at the same time, I'm also very deserving of moving on and finding that, that true love. It's okay to feel hurt and still love. Oh, this is so tea. Please stop blaming yourself for what somebody else has done to you. You're not the cause of whatever has happened to you, and it does not define you. Yes, you're a single mom, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. Stop blaming yourself for, opening up yourself to somebody who you hoped would have loved you and then broke your trust and didn't show up for you how they promised that they would. It's really not your fault. Again, I spoke about what healing can look like for you, getting rid of that residual resentment. Journal, talk to somebody, go see a therapist, talk to a trusted friend who will not be spilling your tea to the whole community. That's just so messy. Get that emotional clutter out of your system. Create new definitions of love. What does that look like for you? When you're journaling or when you're thinking about it throughout the day, envision what that love that you want, that you desire should look like. Be very intentional. I love to pray. I'm a spiritual woman. I do not shy away from telling anybody who cares to listen that I'm a good Christian woman, child. And so when I'm praying, I'm very intentional about my prayers. Even when I was praying for my husband, it was very straight and I got exactly what I wanted to the T. The universe is listening. God is listening. So be very intentional when you're creating that new definition of love for yourself. And most importantly, rebuild your identity. That is key. That is T. Rebuild it beyond the pain, beyond the hurt, beyond the disrespect, beyond the disloyalty. Rebuild your brand. Start afresh. It's never too late. You're not broken. You're not too much. You're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. Just because you're a single mom, you're not disqualified from desiring that true love, and you're not disqualified from getting that big and true, honest, safe love. You are not disqualified from receiving true love just because someone mishandled your trust and your love. You are evolving. You're in that space where you're welcoming love again. So then that resentment, It's just your heart asking for a little more attention, asking you to be more woke, more, in tune with what your gut is saying. Those butterflies, baby, do not ignore them. That is a very bad sign. That means your spirit is awake. It is telling you this is not it. Let's run away from the enemy. And so your heart requires a little more grace, a little more healing, a little more growth. You can absolutely date again. You can absolutely love once again. But first, you deserve yourself to tell yourself that, hey, I am enough. I'm deserving. So here's what I want you to do after watching this video. Write yourself a forgiveness letter. It can be addressed to the partner that did you wrong, or it can be to yourself, right? For everything that you are feeling right now. Let it roll out. This is your chance to just sit down, quiet down your mind, your emotions, and be true to yourself and be very honest. You don't even need to send it to the person. If it's addressed to a specific person, just write it. I want us to create some dating affirmations that you can say, when you're in that space of thinking about dating and opening up yourself to love once again. You can say daily, I deserve love that is pure, that is kind, that is honest, that is true. Something like that. Also, set a boundary. Something that you feel you may have let yourself down on in previous relationships. Set that boundary and stick to it. I will no longer tolerate disrespect. I will no longer tolerate someone raising their voice at me. I will no longer tolerate cheating. And also define what that looks like for you. Very important. Key. Those are just some examples that you can do for your affirmations and for your boundaries. Again, it's very important to start visualizing and be intentional of what that real and true and pure love can look like for you. You've got a kid or kids, right? Imagine them seeing you being loved right. What does that look like for you? I believe that this will be a very important step in you starting to heal and to find love once again. I want to hear from y'all because I feel like I've been yapping a lot in this video. What's one thing that you are ready to just release and to let go of with this resentment? Just to recap on everything that we've spoken about today in this video, we talked about the weight of residual resentment, what that can look like, and how it can show up in our lives, especially as a single mom trying to navigate love and the space of dating once again and to opening up yourself to somebody new. We covered what resentment really is, unprocessed grief, and how it shows up in your relationships with your partner or to yourself, and how you can begin to release it. We learned that it is perfectly okay to feel that hurt and also to open up our hearts to something new. It's a very powerful thing to heal. I mean, it's a lot of work. I really just want to applaud you once again for taking that step to be like, hey, I'm not what happened to me. I'm ready to open up myself once again. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciated you watching to the very end. And also thank you for sharing and for engaging with my videos where I talk about some things that some may see as taboo, especially surrounding the idea of being a single mom, what we go through. So thank you so much for opening up yourselves, and for those of you who are commenting, for those of you who are coming to my inbox chat to share your experiences, whether you're a man dating a single woman or you're a single mom. Thank you so much for your engagement and for sharing your thoughts with me. Now, if this video touched your heart and if you're a single mama like myself, please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, and please make sure that you tune in for the following video. We'll be talking about fairness and expectations when dating as a single mom. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye. Don't run away, don't run away. No, these days I'll feel great, it's okay. Here on my own, but not for long. And